Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. We are live for a World Cup warm-up. Qatar, who have qualified for the FIFA 2026 World Cup, face Republic of Ireland, who have not, sadly. They went out in the playoffs to Czechia, the Czech Republic, so Ireland will not be in the World Cup in just a few couple of weeks actually now, less than 2 weeks, isn't it? It's getting very close. But a couple of weeks, there is no Ireland at the World Cup. So Ireland will be very much focusing now on, can they qualify? Well, can they? Well, I'm sure they will qualify either way because there's four. They are one of the hosts for Euro 2028, aren't they? England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. And there are two hosts who are guaranteed qualification. And I think what is allegedly going to happen is that if England don't qualify, or Scotland don't qualify, or Ireland don't qualify, or Wales don't actually qualify through qualifying, then they will get given one of those two places. So chances are all four home nations will qualify for Euro 2028. But yes, tonight is about seeing whether or not Ireland can get up for that tournament. They've got all the big guns are starting. Quiveen Kelleher's starting. Jake O'Brien, Seamus Coleman, Nathan Collins, Troy Parrott starting at centre forward. Qatar too, by the way. Qatar broke the record for the worst performance of a host in the World Cup when they lost every single group game and went out scoring just one goal in the tournament. And that goal was scored, by the way, by a Ghanaian who has subsequently qualified to play for Qatar. So it was a disappointing World Cup for Qatar as hosts. And now they're trying to go again and prove that they can be a much, much stronger side. They are led by Akram Afif. He is they're led by Julen Lopetegui, who we'll all know. Julen Lopetegui, the former Real Madrid manager, the former West Ham manager, former Wolves manager. Julen Lopetegui, he is the manager of Qatar. But the star player is Akram Afif, isn't it? Strauss, how's it going? Strauss guy. Aftab, good to see you. Shell, lovely to see you. Liam, Sarah, come on Ireland. LFC Matt, evening key, hope you're well. I'm good, mate. I'm very good. Hopefully you are too. It's a little bit cooler today, isn't it? Gooners Villains, where is Euro 2028? It's home nations. It's here in the UK. I probably won't be in the UK when it's happening, but it's right here. Gooners Villains, can't wait for the World Cup at the Tavern. Yes, I can't wait for it either. Right. What are we saying anyway, folks? Let me see what people are saying on TikTok. Probably some awful stuff. Probably not very nice stuff. Jack the Lion, where are they playing the game? The game is being played at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin tonight. Yeah. LG says Qatar need a performance here to show they can compete at the World Cup. They sure do. Adam says, Key, Andy Gordon is done. Am I in an alternate universe? But yeah, there you go. 2028 World Cup. 2028 Euros is in the UK. LG, what game are you doing tomorrow? No game tomorrow. No game tomorrow. No, we're not doing a game tomorrow because it's Friday and realistically there weren't really any games to do. We could have been doing League of Ireland. I did think about maybe doing something like, I think Shelbourne are playing Galway. We could do something like that. I could watch Shells. But yeah, realistically, there's not an awful lot of games to watch tomorrow. Wow, look at that. Qatar have brought over a load of... Is it the Qatari youth team, maybe? But there's a lot of kids dressed in Qatari clobber at Dublin today. It looks quite official anyway. Roger McCalmont, I'm from Northern Ireland and I'm pissed that we are not hosting UEFA. Our false advertising is United Kingdom and Ireland. They need to get it right. Great Britain and Ireland. That's true. Yeah, it's mad. I would have thought that we would have seen Northern Ireland get amongst it, to be honest. LG says, surely Howe has to go. He's clearly just letting players go like Gordon for 60 million. He could have got 80 million for him. I don't think you can hold Eddie Howe to account for that. Neville, am I allowed to eat my spam sandwich in the Matchday Tavern, or is that considered spamming? It is spamming. No, but spam away. You can spam away for that one. Lancashire Evertonian says 2-0 to Ireland tonight. Mike, thoughts on Alonso as Chelsea manager? Do you think he'll be successful? Do you know what? Yes, I do think he'll be quite good there. But success at Chelsea is measured in how long you stay as manager, right? And let's be honest, they've averaged a new manager every 18 months for the last 25 years. That's not even a joke. That's not me being, exaggerating or anything. It's literally a new manager every 18 months for Chelsea for the last 25 years. That's how bad it is. So, yes, I think Alonso will be successful relative to his predecessors. I think he'll be there for maybe 2 years. I think he'll do well next year, and they'll finish maybe 3rd or 4th. I think he'll do all right, and then the year after, probably less so. That would be my prediction anyway. LJ, take a rest tomorrow, Key. You deserve it anyway. How goes the night for you all? Well, tomorrow's one of very, very few nights off I am going to have before the World Cup. So I've got to kind of prep for the World Cup. There's a lot of fixtures happening over the World Cup that I'm getting up early for, so lots and lots to do. Dylan, thoughts on Robertson to Spurs? Looks like they could have Senesi wrapped up soon as well. Yeah, very, very smart move from Spurs, that. I've got the papers today as well, by the way. Thought we could go through the papers, see if there was anything in particular worth looking at. Manchester United have agreed a training kit deal with Betway, which Daily Mail Sports understands is worth a staggering £20 million a year. United moving up. Enzo eyes Blues exit. Chelsea have slapped a £120 million price tag on Enzo Fernandez, with Real Madrid and Manchester City both linked with him. Interesting. That's in the Daily Mail of all papers. Crystal Palace fan, Denmark, who do you support? I am a Liverpool fan. But we watch everyone on this channel. This is what we do. The Matchday Tavern, we watch everyone and anyone. Qatar versus Republic of Ireland right now we'll be watching, and we'll be live pretty much throughout, well, not even pretty much. We'll be live every single day, 2-3 times a day for the World Cup. Lancashire Evertonian says, you've got like 12 days, haven't you, right? From the 31st to the 11th. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Enzo Fernandez looking to leave to Madrid, and a deal with Arda Güler could be involved. Arda Güler to Chelsea. Apparently, yeah, Sir has just mentioned that Alonso wants Wirtz at Chelsea. I don't really see that happening, personally. Be very surprised. Up the Tigers, says Thomas. Good stuff. Looking forward to seeing how Hull kick on next season. They've got to spend a lot of money, haven't they? Gooners villains. Liverpool should sell Wirtz and go for Musiala. We really don't need to sell Wirtz. I don't know why people are getting so aggy about Wirtz. There was 2 or 3? There was only a couple of players created more chances than him in the league last season. He was very, very good at creating chances. Just didn't have anyone finishing him. That was the big problem with Florian Wirtz. And to be honest, it's not his fault. And also, I think the bigger problem is that people just look at numbers, don't they? They just look at, oh, well, he's got this many assists, therefore he had a good season. But he created an awful lot of chances. Nick, Liverpool were 2 games away from a quadruple 4 years ago. How have you fans got over it? You don't, mate. You just football, innit? You just crack on. You have ups and downs. LG says Newcastle looking at Delap and a Champong if Voltemada leaves. Is Voltemada going to leave, though? That's the question, I guess. Where do we think Oliver Glasner ends up? That's the real question I keep thinking about over the last 24 hours or so. Since Palace lifted the Conference League, where does Oliver Glasner go? Charlie says, yeah, when it comes to Saka, numbers are all that matters. Oh, not to me. I mean, I guess to some people. Joe says, oh, you're not thinking about Voltemade going. Neville, if you had your time again, would you get Isak? Yes. Yeah, I think Isak is still a smart signing because I still think he's in the top 5 strikers in world football right now. And if you've got that, that's important. So, yeah, I think it is mega important to have a striker like that. And for 120 million, it's about the going rate, isn't it? There's an opportunity to get him. I think you get him. So, yeah, I would, yes. That's a good question, though. If you had the opportunity to go again, would you sign Isak again? For me, yes. I can understand people might say no, but for me, yes. Hey up, Dave. How's it going, lads? Marius, any score predictions for the Champions League final? Yep, 9-0 to PSG. Gunners Villains, Delap is an MLS level player. Thank you very much for that, Dave. Sir, I didn't want him in. Why? Oh, cheers, Neville. Sorry, mate. I think it's because I've not clicked. Well, I know the reason. It's because I've not clicked on her. There you go. Should work now. It should work perfectly fine. Just give it a second. It'll refresh. And it'll all come on. There you go. Joe says, Key, have you seen we're going to activate Ez Al-Zuli's release clause? Newcastle to get Ez Al-Zuli. Fabulous player. Done really well for Betis this season. Top player. Pepe, are you still slotting? I am, mate. Yes, absolutely I am. Manchester United spent £17 million on sacking Ruben Amorim and his coaching staff. Amorim was dismissed in January and replaced by Michael Carrick on an interim basis. But yeah, they spent 17 million quid on 17 million quid on sacking Ruben Amorim. Good grief. And Nuno De Santo has decided he's staying at West Ham as well, by the way. That's big news. Just trying to catch up on all of the news that I've missed. Trying to see if there's anything in there that I've maybe missed. Manchester United have conceded defeat to Man City in the race to sign Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson looks like he's going to City, and that's why United have pushed on with Ederson, according to the Daily Mirror. Yeah, that's about it, you know. Pepe, why are you still slotting? Give me a reason other than he won the league last season. Because progression isn't always, well, very rarely is linear, mate. Very rarely linear. Usually you kind of have to go a step back to take 2 steps forward. That happens an awful lot in football and life. That's usually how it works, isn't it? And I don't believe that Arne Slot was the core problem for Liverpool this season. He certainly made mistakes, certainly got things wrong, but I think if you're pointing your if you're directing your anger at Arne Slot, you're very much mistaken. I don't think Arne Slot was I don't think he was in the top 5 problems for Liverpool last season. But yes, he definitely got some things wrong. Chelsea have no intention of selling Barcelona target João Pedro this summer. João Pedro? I did not know that he was even being linked with him. Very surprised. Jimmy, where do you think Areola ends up? I mean, Palace are apparently the only ones with a serious offer on the table for him. LG, Key, where are you watching the game? It's on Amazon, mate. Amazon Prime. Yeah, you can watch it on Amazon Prime if you want to catch it. I don't know about anywhere else, but Amazon Prime is where I'm watching it. Pepe, Barcola or Diamand. I mean, I'd rather Diamand, but I don't really care, to be honest. I'd rather not have either, if I'm dead honest. Don't really rate Barcola. Right, okay, we're off and underway at the Aviva Stadium. Perfect. Right, there you go. We're off. We're off and underway. Daddy O says, did Barca find some gold down the sofa or something? I wonder whether Barcelona have maybe been able to restructure some sort of a finance deal. We know that they've done things in the past that's a bit weird and wonderful, like saying, oh, let's sell the next 10 years of our, TV rights just so we can get transfer money now. It's all a bit silly for Barca. At some point, they're just kicking the can down the road, I think. Big Will gaming, the youngster who plays for Hertha Berlin, key that Liverpool are linked with. Icon, yeah, good player. Strauss Guy says, Key, I had no idea that Gordon was going to Barca. I know, crazy. 70 million quid, right? Straight through to the Qatari keeper, Mahmoud Abunada, rather. Shell, we've been linked with Aaron Wan-Bissaka for 10 mil, no tar. Why? Why don't you like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Shell? He'd be a fantastic signing for Everton. 3-0 for Ireland tonight, says Stephen Morton. Ireland are in the area. Big chance here. Good defending by the Qataris. It's gone behind for a corner. F1, who's playing, dude? It's Ireland against Qatar, mate, in a World Cup warm-up game at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Corner from Ireland, cleared away, and it's going to go out for a... Is it a goal kick? Did it curl out, I think? LG, what games are you watching Saturday? Just the one. Just the Champions League final on Saturday, that's it. Nothing else. Just the PSG v Arsenal game. I was going to do... Was it Scotland? Scotland-Curaçao? Scotland-Curaçao's at 1 o'clock and Arsenal-PSG is at 5. I am going to do World Cup warm-up games, and we are doing, a couple of the England games. England play New Zealand and they play Costa Rica. So we're going to be doing those. I'm also going to do Netherlands against Algeria. France against the Ivory Coast, so we'll be able to see Jan Diamand for the Ivory Coast. France also play... Who else do France play, actually? Can't remember who else France play. France play... Oh, Northern Ireland. Yeah, so France have got Ivory Coast. They play Northern Ireland. England play Costa Rica. Netherlands play Algeria. England play New Zealand. Wales v Ghana. USA v Senegal is on Sunday. So we'll be doing the first ever meeting between USA and Senegal on Sunday. See if Sadio Mane can work his magic. Dean's Dum Dum. How do you feel about Van Dijk currently? Like him. Yeah, I think he's a wonderful player. Still the best centre-back in the world for me. Ireland play the ball down the left-hand side and a foul on... Who was it who got brought down there? Amit, Arsenal will win the Champions League. Don't worry, I'm jinxing him. I don't see him winning it, no. Right, why are you watching this muck? And that's coming from an Irish fan. Well, do you know what it is, mate? So, I watch... Oh, what a goal! What a goal! 5 minutes in. It's 1-0 to Ireland. It's Nathan Collins. It's the captain. It's the skipper. Ireland are in front. Ball whipped in from the free kick. Bang! Header from Nathan Collins. And absolutely no chance for Abunada. Ireland in front. Great start. Excellent start. Hey, Kirsty, how's it going? Great header, that. Really, really good header. Ball gets whipped in. Lovely little flick on. Oh, it's a great goal, that. Go on, Nathan Collins. I'd love him at Liverpool. I really like him. Such a shame that Ireland aren't going to the World Cup, innit? Love it. Jake O'Brien and Troy Parrott celebrating with him. But fantastic goal for Nathan Collins. Go on, Ireland. But yeah, to be honest, we watch a game every single day. This is what we do. Unless there is a real challenge to find a good game, then we generally watch a game a day. Or at least, let's say, we average a game a day across the year. I think that's fair to say. And we did 500 plus last year. So we average at least a game a day over the year. Roderick Hakey, what's your score prediction? PSG v Arsenal. 9-0 PSG. Kirsty, okay, Tar, just so hot. What about you? Yeah, it's boiling, isn't it? Do you know what? It's actually been a lot cooler today than it has been previously. But yeah, much nicer. To be honest, we don't really... With England, it's always the way, isn't it? We whinge when it's freezing. We whinge when it's piddling it down. We whinge when it's muggy and grey. And then we whinge when it's too hot. We never really get a nice, lovely, breezy, sunny afternoon. Shell, how are you coping in the heat, Key? Do you know what? Not great, I would say. Last night and the night before, I've struggled. Yeah. But I'm hoping the World Cup's going to be a bit kinder. Brits for you, that's it. That's it. Can't win, can we? Troy Parrott driving forward. Great tackle from the Qataris and cleared away. Red Rebellion and Mbappe almost joined Liverpool like 3 years ago. He needs to stay away from our club. We don't need... To be honest, Liverpool, we do need attackers. But we don't need centre forwards. We need wingers. Desperate for wingers. Damien was going to follow, but you don't talk football with logists. Okay. Whatever works for you, mate. Don't feel like you have to follow. If you don't want to follow, you don't have to follow. It's all good. It's one of the beautiful things about life. You can only do what you want to do. Kirsty, do you reckon we keep Slots? Yes, I absolutely do. I think we should as well, Kirsty, for what it's worth. I think he's still the right guy for us. I think, I'd put it this way, I don't think any other manager would have got us higher than maybe 4th this year. Roderick, I don't think Arsenal has a chance because they were celebrating till Tuesday where PSG have been preparing for 2 weeks. Could be, possibly. Taylor, evening Key, been so long, how you been? Can't find the game, mate. What channel? It's Amazon Prime, mate, it's on. Ireland v Qatar. Shahid, did you go out anywhere nice with the family on this hot day? No, we had a barbecue. We've been having just barbecues for the last few days. It's one of the nice things, isn't it, when it gets sunny? You can just kind of chuck the barbecue on. You know, just chill outside. It was lovely. Neville, Mohamed Kudus would be a good winger for Liverpool. Just can't see that move happening, though. Well, he was 60 million, Tottenham. And you're not going to pay that sort of money for him. Oh, that was naughty, that. Qatari's flying into the tackles. Number 20 there. It was Moylan who ended up getting the ball back for Ireland. Excellent play. Damien, how can you say Van Dijk is the best defender in the world? That's just an opinion, mate. We've all got him, haven't we? We've all got him. I think he has been the best defender in the world for many, many years. I'm still of the opinion that he is. Probably wasn't the best defender last season. but I still think he's the best defender in the world. But hey, I respect if you disagree. That's your call. Red Rebellion looks like Jan Diamand will join us. Rather excited. I wouldn't be so bothered about it just yet. Irish fans protesting and launching tennis balls onto the pitch here. What's all this about? Can any Irish fans tell us what's going on here and why the fans are protesting? The game's been stopped momentarily due to tennis balls thrown on the pitch. Something's going on here. Yeah, just loads of tennis balls launched on the pitch, but it's being cleared away now. Greg Winfield, evening key. How are you, Greg? On this fine sunny day. Right, Israel game, bud. Why? What's going on with the Israel game? Are they playing? Is that what it is? Is it a protest because they are playing Israel? I've not got the audio on, so I have no idea if the commentary is. Yeah, I have no idea. Gadek says in Australia most sports are on free-to-air TV. Fair enough. Lucky you. Lucky you. It's brilliant. Rai says Ireland are playing Israel in October. Everyone in Ireland is against playing them. Right, okay. So that was... Okay, well, there you go. That's why the protests were made, then. That's why the protests were made. Now we know. Daro Shea cleared away. Hey, that rhymed. Spurs transfer news says Spurs are planning a bid for Somerville. Again, yeah, I can see that happening. They were looking at Savinio as well, though. I'm not sure they'd get both of those, would they? I know Somerville's left-sided, Savinio's right-sided, but... Very similar type of players, aren't they? Diminutive, pacey, good dribblers. Not a huge amount of end product, though. Oh, now Qatar coming forward. In the area, Afif. That's going to be offside, I think, ref. Yeah, there you go. Offside. Cheers, Kirsty. Spurs transfer news says Senesi and Robertson already. Here we go for Spurs. Excellent. 2 players on a free that I think most top six sides would be quite happy to have amongst their squad. I say most, all. All top 6 sides would be delighted with Senesi and Robertson in their squad. So yeah, smart move for Spurs, that. Ball over to the right-hand side. Seamus Coleman pulls the ball back. Strike! Oh, just wide. Excellent effort, that, from Troy Parrott. There was rumours about Troy Parrott coming back to the Premier League as well this summer. Obviously, he came through the Spurs Academy, moved on, went to AZ Alkmaar. He's had a great World Cup qualifying campaign for Ireland. He's now the main starting centre-forward for Ireland. And there's links to take him back to the Premier League. I just wonder whether or not he's up for it. Julian Alvarez has already put a transfer request in to Atletico Madrid. What about that? Lancashire Evertonian says Everton should be in for Savio, especially if Iliman Ndiaye goes. Nah, you don't want to... Listen, Iliman Ndiaye is going to be too expensive for anyone. And he's not worth whatever Everton charge. If Everton said, we'll charge you, we want 60 million for Iliman Ndiaye, there's nobody would be willing to pay 60 million pounds for Iliman Ndiaye. And Everton, I don't think Everton would even sell at that price anyway. No, we don't want Iliman Ndiaye at Liverpool. We don't want him at all. Harry, I wouldn't want Senesi and Robertson at Arsenal. We're past those days of signing those kinds of players. Mate, I think Senesi as a centre-back is an upgrade on Mosquera at this present time. And Robertson's, for me, a better left back than well, who's your backup left back? Hincapié. Yeah, Robertson's better than Hincapié. Robertson is better than Hincapié. Don't care what anyone says. Right now, yes, Robertson would absolutely be better than Hincapié. Probably not a better signing because obviously Hincapié is 23 or whatever, but he's 50 million quid you've spent for him. Andy Robertson's definitely better than Hincapié. Qatar starting to dominate the ball a little bit more now. Ireland have dropped back. Aftab says, why is Slot staying? Why can't we sack him? Well, we can sack him, but why would we want to? I think this is just something I think a lot of football fans have to understand, that the smart thing to do when you have a bad season is not always to just rip things up, and because that's how you get into the Chelsea and the Man United cycle. You're just constantly in change. It's never a good thing. You need to keep some things the same. And the manager wasn't the problem last year. He certainly made mistakes, but he wasn't the problem. Dr. Wright, you supporting Ireland? Yeah, I guess I am. I'm not really supporting either. I'm just enjoying the game. But yeah, I guess I'm supporting Ireland. After our results are bad, Key. Yeah, I know, but I guess my point is, mate, when you see the results are bad, and I agree the results haven't been great, why is your conclusion then the results are bad, therefore it's the manager? There's a lot of things that could mean the results are bad. The results are bad because of this. It's not always the manager. And in this case, I don't believe it is the manager. Stephen Morton says the Ray Houghton goal, the Italy 94 World Cup. Was that the first game? I think it was, wasn't it? Was that the first game in the 94 World Cup? Or Ireland's first game, anyway. Ireland knocking it around nicely. Jake O'Brien out to the left-hand side. Timbo, it's like an actual slot machine. Liverpool think Slot's going to pay out soon, so they'll keep putting quids in. May work, we shall see. Yeah, I mean, listen, I do. I think he's done well enough to earn a third season, put it that way. I know, I think if we'd had a season like Spurs, then I would be on board. But I think he's done, not well, but he's done okay. Okay relative to what we had. Yeah. He did okay relative to what we had. Adam says, did Troy Parrott and Ireland qualify for the World Cup? No, they didn't, mate. No, they went out to the Czech Republic, sadly. Crashed out in the playoffs to the Czech Republic. Sarah says, we shall see if we have a fully fit squad next season and nothing changes, then Slot needs to be looked at. That's true, but it's not just injuries, is it? I think it's everything. It's injuries, it's poor recruitment, which isn't his fault. We know that now. It's not his responsibility to look at recruitment and bringing players in and selling players. He gets given a squad and he has to work with that squad. So, I think the recruitment needs to be better. I think the injuries were a big problem for us. Mo Salah's form, just all sorts of stuff. Diogo Jota, all sorts of factors throughout the season. Rob77, amazing shirts in the background. Valencia, Fiorentina, some belters in there, didn't they, mate? Look at that Lazio one, bottom left as well. Or bottom right as you look at it. Daddy-O, honest question, can you see what Slot is trying to do? Like Arteta's early days, I could see what he was doing, so it was okay to stick with it. Yes, I absolutely can. Absolutely can see what Slot's trying to do. I think what people have seen last year is not what... It's not what Liverpool are about last year. That's not what Arne Slot is about. The style of play you saw from Arne Slot's Liverpool last year is not how he wants to play. That's incredibly clear. The guy has come out after every single press conference and said, I don't like the way we play. I don't enjoy it. But it's something we've got to do, basically. We want to play fast, attractive, attacking football. And he's been criticised for playing too attacking, taking too many risks. That's what it was like in the first season and what it was like at the start of this season. And he got loads of abuse for it. He got loads of criticism because Liverpool were throwing games away, if you remember. Do you remember we had Bournemouth, we were 2-0 up and we were pushing to get a third goal. And Bournemouth came back and made it 2-2. We ended up winning the game 4-2. Atletico Madrid, 2-0 up. We end up pushing to get a third. They get it back to 2-2. We end up winning it in the last minute. Van Dijk. Newcastle away, 2-0 up. Pushing to get a third. Newcastle go and make it 2-2. And then Rio wins it last minute. These are the types of games you saw from Liverpool at the start of the season. And I think Arne Slot very quickly realised, if I stick with these players playing this style of play, the way that I actually want to play, they're going to get me the sack. They're going to get me the sack and we're not going to qualify for the Champions League. I think that's what happened. That is what happened, I think, this season. So he changed. He noticeably changed mid-season. And we became a lot more dull and a lot more boring. But it did work. To be fair to Arne Slot, it did work. We immediately switched, right? We immediately switched. And we went on a run of, I think it was 14 games unbeaten. Do you remember that? If you're a Liverpool fan, I'm sure you'll remember it. We went on a run of about 14 games unbeaten and everyone was saying, oh, worst unbeaten run ever though, isn't it? God, we've drawn games and we've played really badly in it. It's the worst ever unbeaten run. Unbeaten's unbeaten. 14 games unbeaten we went. Curtis and Elliott set to be leaving. I'd hope so, yeah. I'd hope so. Got a little water break here. 21 minutes in. Game's about to get resumed. Red Rebellion. Salah needs to go and enjoy his time in retirement in Saudi now. He was utter shit this season too. He wasn't great. Salah's big problem this season wasn't even necessarily his form, though. In my opinion, it was the way that he behaved. I think his attitude and his behaviour was totally unprofessional and totally disgraceful. Twice this season, he came out and threw his manager under the bus, threw the players under the bus. Really let the fans down. And it was a disgrace the way Salah behaved twice. So I can live with his form. His form wasn't great, but I could live with his form. It was the way that he behaved while playing so badly as well. You can't do that. His attitude stunk the place out. And as much as I loved him to bits, fabulous player, all-time legend. I'm so glad he's gone. So glad Mo Salah's gone. Jimmy, where's this game being played? It is being played at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Ireland currently 1-0 up. Strike from the edge of the box. Great effort. Qatar. Keeper saves it. Abu Nada with an easy one. Timbo says Salah was a problem, but he didn't cause anything in the dressing room, I don't think. Just created lots of outside noise, which wasn't needed. It's bad enough, though, isn't it? It's what you don't need to distract. Neville, who was a better striker on the day, Ian Rush or Robbie Fowler? Robbie Fowler. Rush was brilliant, but Fowler, for me, was, at his peak, the best young player the Premier League has ever seen. Oh, what is going on there? Kelleher got in an absolute catastrophe with Nathan Collins, and lucky for Ireland it goes out for the throw-in. Ayas says Akram Afif will score a hat-trick. Well, he's barely got on the ball so far, Akram Afif. M15, what channel is it on? It's on Amazon Prime. That Lancashire Evertonian says Jones is Scouse. Wouldn't mind him at Everton. He'd love playing for the real Scousers. You can take him. Have him. You're welcome to him. 3-star, how much key for Harvey Elliott? We'll give him a chance to play football again. 35 million quid is the price that we had agreed with Aston Villa. I think we might be lucky to get that sort of... I think 30 million. I think you could get him for 30. If Forest got Harvey Elliott for 30, you've got a great deal. Sarah says as a young player, Fowler, but as a striker, Rush every day. See, I'm just basing it on Fowler pre-knee injury. For 4 years, from the age of 17 to 21, Robbie Fowler scored 30-plus goals. It's unheard of. It's totally unheard of. You've never seen it before or since. It was Ronaldo R9 numbers of goals and performance. He was incredible. And then he did his knee and he was never the same player again. A little bit like Ronaldo, I guess. I love Arsenal. You know, he's a Chelsea fan, Red Rebellion. He's an Arsenal hater. Kirsty says Salah threw his toys out the pram and I think it went bad from there. It did. Yeah, it did. It wasn't... It just... For me, with Mo Salah, wonderful player, but so glad he's not at the club anymore. I think it's best for us, best for him. Good luck to him. It's not the right fit anymore. Nice one, Joe. Can I just say, Key, congratulations for Claire Balding getting her move to Barcelona, doing well for herself. Adam, has Mo tarnished his legacy and possible return to the club as a coach? He'll never, ever be a coach, Mo Salah. No, he's not. I think there's a level of humility you need to be a coach. I don't think Mo Salah's ever going to be a coach. Sarah says, yes, I agree, Key, but Russia's goal contributions haven't been beaten. No, and they probably never will. They never will, Shell. The reason being, no one will ever stay at Liverpool for that long and be that good. He was incredible. Rush was our Shearer, right? The problem is I think if we're just talking peak, I think peak Fowler was better than peak Rush. And I think peak Suarez was better than peak Fowler, to be honest. Daddy-O says they didn't give Salah a mic on the pitch after the last game. No, and that's why. Yeah, that's why Arne Slot didn't get one either. Clips Market, if Rice and Grealish had never moved from Ireland, they would have had a good team. They should have. They should have... You know my views on this. I've talked about it loads. I hate international football when it feels like players just move to whatever international team suits them. I mean, look, it's funny. We're talking about Pedro Miguel here. Pedro Miguel and Ed Milson, who now play for Qatar. And they are not natural-born Qataris. They are from Brazil. There's a lot of Japanese Brazilians as well, isn't there? Players who've kind of moved over. Russians as well. Russia tend to have a lot of Brazilians. Players who've kind of moved over there. Is it naturalised? I think it's called naturalisation, isn't it? Is it naturalisation? Where they've stayed there for like 5 years playing for Shanghai Shenhua or whatever, and then we'll play for China. Perfect. Which is fair enough, but it's a little bit round the houses, isn't it? I remember England were very much exploring Manuel Almunia and Carlo Cudicini as well. They were Italians and Spanish goalkeepers, and they'd not played for Italy or Spain respectively, and we was like, oh yeah, well, we need a goalkeeper, you can come and play for England. It's not quite the same. Three-star Man United trying to get Elliot Anderson on the cheap. Cheapskates only want to pay 75 to 80. Can't see Mr. Malinakis agreeing to that. So honestly, I won't be surprised if Elliot Anderson goes a little bit rogue and does like an Alexander Isak and throws his toys out the pram. It's going to get messy there if he doesn't get the move that he wants. Rob, Key, I can mod if you want. Get rid of these weirdos. Nah, mate, it's okay. Leave them be. Leave them be. They'll get tired eventually. It's only David. He's not got an awful lot going on in his life, the poor lad. We'll just let him tire himself out. He can do that. I'm not even reading him. He can just tire himself out. It's all good. Timbo says Joe's the best, isn't it? Not an Arsenal fan in sight. What, in Papua New Guinea? Is that where you're going? Daddy-O, traditional Qatari names, I'll have you know. It's not just, for me, it's not just something that applies to Qatar or Ireland. I mean, Declan Rice, like I said, Declan Rice, Jack Grealish should play for Ireland as far as I'm concerned. They played all the way through the youth levels and then they got a better offer. So, you know, off they went. Off they went. Oh, David, listen. David, do us a favour, mate. Do us a favour. It takes literally 2 seconds to mute you. I don't want to mute you. I really don't want to mute you. Please just be sound. If you stick around and talk, I would rather you stick around and talk. But if you really want to be muted and blocked and whatever, then we can do that too. I'd rather not, like. But if that's what you want to do, we can do that. Should we just do that? Because you're just annoying everyone. You're not even annoying me. You're just a little fly buzzing around. We'll just say bye, David. Ta-ra, mate. We'll just mute you. Ta-ra. That was dead easy. Oh, what a shame. David's gone. I'm gutted now. Absolutely gutted about that, David. Timbo says, who should we replace Enzo Fernandez with? I'd love to just trust Lavia because he's class, but you can't trust his fitness. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get Lavia fit and playing regularly. What a shame. Ocean 5 says, but Grealish is English. Have you heard his accent? Maybe Ireland should stop with the granny rule. Qatar with the ball in, far post. It's going to go straight out for a goal kick. Poor. Mr. Edwards, is this the new channel key? It is indeed, mate. Yes, it is. Brand new channel. Aftab key, who should win the Ballon d'Or? Probably Harry Kane. Yeah, probably Harry Kane, I would imagine. If it's not Harry Kane and PSG win the Champions League, I'd probably give it to Kvaratskhelia. I think he's got a good chance of winning it. He's been fantastic for him this year. But, yeah, Harry Kane's got a good shout. M15, what channel is it? I have no idea what it is on anything else, but it's Amazon Prime for me. That's where I'm watching it. You can watch it on Amazon Prime. Joel says, I've seen proper fake news today. Apparently Chelsea want Bruno and Tonali and we've asked for Delap and a Champong to complete the deal. Oh, there'd be uproar if that happened. Absolute uproar. M15, how's it going, lads? Clips Market, what do you think of Edison that signed for United Key? Not a massive fan. I'm not a massive fan. There's a reason a lot of clubs have had a look at him over the years and have always kind of turned their nose up. Aftab, if PSG wins the Champions League, Dembele again. Not for me. No, not for me. Right. Offside for Ireland. It was headed on there and Troy Parrott, I think, was just called offside. Shahid, I think Vara should get Ballon d'Or. Crucial goals, amazing season. For me, he's the best player at PSG. I really like him. Fabulous player. Andy, a Champong stays or goes on loan? And Mr. Al-Shamari, do you reckon France could reach the World Cup final for the third time in a row? Yes, I do. I think France, Spain, I still think Spain have got a great chance. But yeah, France have got some players, haven't they? Timbo, Bruno G might be my ideal replacement for Enzo Fernandez for sure. Do we actually think Enzo Fernandez leaves? I know he's had the big sort of fallout and City are knocking at the door. Obviously, there's rumours City are going to be relegated or getting a big points deduction, so they might not be interested if that's the case. Oh, Seamus Coleman, you absolute beauty. Seamus Coleman rolling back the years. I know it's only Qatar, but my goodness me. He's just danced around their left winger. Little drag back. Seamus Coleman, you little cheeky devil. And now he wins a free kick. Good lad. Excellent play, Seamus Coleman. Charlie Ince, who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Charlie. Who do you support, mate? Andy Mack, I can confirm Enzo Fernandez is leaving. He texted me at the weekend saying he was off to Madrid, mate. Oh, well, there you go. Breaking news. Andy Mack's confirmed it. Happy Thursday, everyone. Good to see you, Mercury. And Timbo, he definitely wants to leave. It's just whether a fee and a deal would be agreed. 100 million quid. Was it 100 or 110, I think it was, you paid for him? You're going to at least want your money back, aren't you? I'm not sure he's worth that. I'm really not sure he's worth that. Clips Market felt bad for Coleman in his last Everton game with about 60 fans in the stadium. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, listen, it's too easy to blame Evertonians on that one because they left early and whatever, but apparently there wasn't really any announcement that it was like a farewell to Seamus Coleman. They really should have done that at the start rather than at the end, because there's always the possibility, isn't there, that they're going to lose the game and everyone gets off early because it's a dreadful game. There was always that possibility, and the club should have foresaw that. So the club let Seamus Coleman down a little bit, but I think the fans did too. And there's a lot of Evertonians who've said that, to be fair. They've been quite disappointed by how the fans reacted and how the fans responded to Seamus Coleman. James Marston, afternoon or evening, Key, good sir. Hope you're good, man. I'm excellent, mate. Hopefully you are too. Timbo, I think we can get close to that. He's pretty much as good as people don't like him. He is pretty good as much as people don't like him. He's good, but is he 110, 120 million quid good? I don't think he is. When you're talking about 100 million plus, you're talking about a game-changing player. I'm not sure Enzo Fernandez is that. I don't think Enzo Fernandez is a game changer. And how old is he as well? Like, he's 25. He's 26 next season. I know that's not old, but it's a lot for 110, 120 million when he's not that good. When he's not an absolute game changer. He's good. He is good. Don't get me wrong. He's good. But I don't look at Enzo Fernandez and think, wow, what a player. What an absolute world beater. I just look at him and think, like, functional midfielder. Like, I would honestly say that Odegaard is better than Enzo Fernandez. Odegaard's better than Enzo Fernandez, isn't he? And I'm not a massive fan of Odegaard. I wouldn't say Odegaard's worth 110 million either. But I'd say Odegaard's better than Enzo Fernandez. James, doing well, just got the darts on and looking forward to the World Cup. Nice. Me too. But I've not got the darts on, I've got Ireland v Qatar on. What are we saying? 3-star, I'd love to see Marinakis go hardball with the Glazers and Ratcliffe after they pissed us about when we wanted to sign Garner and Henderson from them. I really, really want to see Elliot Anderson at Liverpool, and I'd love it if we went and kind of offered maybe Harvey Elliott, and you know what, we'll give you a good deal on Harvey Elliott. Maybe we'll give you a good deal on Joe Gomez. I think Joe Gomez would do a great job for Forest. Do you know what? Honestly, do you know who wouldn't be a terrible signing for Forest? Curtis Jones. It's not going to happen. Inter Milan really like him. But, yeah, Harvey Elliott I think would be a really good signing. What's your thoughts, Keon Edison, potentially signing for United? Honestly, mate, I'm not that impressed. There's a reason a lot of clubs have looked at him and kind of turned their nose up. 20, 30 million quid. He's barely played for Brazil. He's in a position where Brazil really have needed players over the years. He's never really done enough for me. But yeah, he's been at Atalanta for a while, and he's never really impressed enough to land a big move. So I'm not sufficiently convinced that he's a big upgrade on Agate, to be honest. Neville, Vitinha shows Enzo Fernandez there are levels to being a world-class midfielder. Qatar are pushing here. He's got a player. Oh no, now Ireland on the counter-attack. Oh, does he give a free kick? Referees give a free kick against O'Shea. It is a free kick to Qatar on the edge of the box. Three-star, I'd love to see Anderson at Liverpool. If we have to sell him, at least he'd get game time. Oh, he would revolutionise our midfield. He is exactly what we need to see. For me, if I was the Liverpool manager, or I was Richard Hughes, or Michael Edwards, or John Henry, whoever it might be, I would go all in for Alex Scott and Elliot Anderson. And I would pay whatever amount of money you need to pay to go and get Elliot Anderson, Alex Scott, go and get us a couple of wingers. And that actually might not be that bad. Like, the rest of the squad we can work with. But just go and get us 2 midfielders and a couple of wingers. That's it. That's all we need. Hey, Welshwing, how's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. Kieran, prediction for the Champions League final. I predict that... yeah, one of those 2 teams will win the trophy. Clips Market, what about Gravenberch, the closest thing you've seen to Vieira? I absolutely think that's still the case. Yeah. Ryan Gravenberch is a fabulous player. Absolutely phenomenal player. But he was part of a midfield 3 that just didn't work last year. Red Rebellion, many clubs have almost signed Ederson, even Liverpool, and pulled out the deal. Instant red flag. Timbo, Enzo's just come off 2 consecutive 20-plus goal and assist seasons. Obviously gives you more on top of that. Really good footballer whose attitude means people underrate him, in my opinion. Do you know what? I withdraw my previous comment. 2 consecutive 20-plus goal and assist seasons is impressive. Yeah. I withdraw my previous comment. I don't think he is incredible. I don't think he is world-class. So actually, no, I'm not withdrawing. Yeah, that's not withdraw. I said he was very good. I just don't think that's a £120 million player. I still don't believe that's the case. Yeah. But I've been moved. I've been moved by that stat. Bull, no football on tonight, mate. You're wrong. Ireland versus Qatar in a FIFA 26 World Cup warm-up friendly at Lansdowne Park. Well, it's not Lansdowne Park, it's the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, isn't it? 3-star, 50 million and player swaps from Liverpool. I'd be okay with that. Sadly, though, I'm not the owner, but it makes perfect sense and makes our window a little easier. Neil Jagger, Key, do you think that Ireland would get out the group stage if they had made it to the World Cup? South Africa, Mexico and South Korea? Yes, absolutely they would. Put it this way, I think Czech Republic do. I'm confident Czech Republic do. Bull, score is it, mate? It is Ireland 1, Qatar 0. Troy Parrott. Now, I wonder if Ireland are going to make wholesale changes or anything. I mean, I guess they've not got loads of players to rest, but... Hiller says Enzo Fernandez is quite a valuable player who has improved as a player. He gets goals and assists. And Key is the first person I've seen withdraw and then withdraw his withdrawal. Yeah. Indecisive Dave. That's me. Do you think Maka will retire? Who's Maka? Maka? Do I think Maka will retire? Who's Maka? You heard about McAllister? As in Alexis McAllister? No. Liam, how do you see Group A finishing Key as 4th to 1st? I don't even know what the groups are. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell. Well, I do know what the groups are, but I don't know what's group. If you said what's Group C, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Key, do you rate Troy Parrott? Would you like to see him at Liverpool? I rate him as much as I think he could be a competent Premier League centre forward for some team. And when I say some team, I'm thinking like bottom half. Like, I think Troy Parrott would do a great job at an Everton. I think he'd do a very, very good job at Everton. He can finish, he works hard, his movement off the ball is quite good, he's relatively reliable, without being anything fantastic. He could prove to be, in years to come, a bit of a Danny Welbeck. Oh my God, it's a red card! We've got a red card in a friendly... Oh, what is going on? I think it's Moylan has been sent off for Ireland. It is. It's a straight red for a dreadful tackle. Let's watch this back. It's a red card. Oh my God. Ireland down to 10 men in a friendly. It's a red. I've never seen this. How often do you see red cards in friendlies? This is mad. Oh, that's not a red. That's not a red. Come on. No, that's silly. That's not a red card. That is not a red card at all. No, I'm sorry. That's just, the ref's got that wrong. The ref has got that wrong. No, that's silly. And you can see Moylan's actually quite upset. He is. He's gutted. Walking off the pitch, and it's very frustrating for the young man. But yeah, very soft, and the player himself's back up and on his feet. I don't know why have we done this? Can we not VAR it? Can you not go and have a look? It's never a red card, that. It's never a red. Never ever a red. And we've got 3 minutes of added on time here. I wonder if the referee's going to be sent to go and have a look at this. Daddy-O says, damn, a red card in a friendly. I can hear the Chelsea scouts now. Well, the Ireland manager's having a word with the fourth official here and saying, can anyone go and have a look at it? Is there anything we can do? Because this is just silly. Go and have a look at it. It's so obviously not a red card. They've gone in for a 50-50. You know, a yellow at a push. I think that would have been a harsh yellow. Honestly, I think that would have been a harsh yellow. It's not a red. It's just not a red card. But the game goes on. 90 seconds left. Qatar over the top. Akram Afif offside. 3-star red, sports washing, and I have not seen the foul. Hillary Coyle, red to who? Red to Ireland. Yeah, Moylan's been sent off for Ireland. Crazy. Game's gone, says Colin. Yep, couldn't agree more, mate. Stupid. Neil says Roy Keane would lose his head. He'd be ejected within 20 seconds with this ref. Just doesn't make any sense to me how that's a red. I think the referee's seen the reaction of the player who's gone down and just he's overthought it. He's immediately overthought it. So much for the contact sport. Agreed. Yep. Got to do better. Timbo, I forget, did you say Fowler was your favourite ever Liverpool player, or is it Gerrard? No, it's Fowler. It's Fowler. It's Robbie Fowler. Then it's Gerrard. After that, probably a bit of a mix. Coutinho. Loved Coutinho. He made football fun. Thiago was another one. We were very lucky to have them two play for us. Virgil van Dijk, just an absolute maverick. Rolls Royce defender. Mimo, do you have an Arsenal t-shirt? I do indeed, yeah. Great ball in for Qatar. Far post. Keep him out. Got to keep it out. Strike. Over the bar. Too easy. Poor that. Colin, imagine if United had signed Ronaldinho back in the day. Yeah, they were very close to, weren't they? Timbo, funny how your favourite isn't always the best. Matter is my favourite and he wouldn't be top 10. Yeah, this is it. Like, if you're being asked to pick your favourite 11, not just your best, pick your favourite 11 for your club or whatever, it looks completely different, doesn't it? Like, Andy Robertson is my favourite ever left back. Is he the best ever left back? Well, probably not. But I'd put him in the category just because he's my favourite. So I'm a little bit biased. Same with Robbie Fowler. Robbie Fowler would have to be in my all-time. I like Gareth Bale. I really loved Gareth Bale. I thought he was incredible as well. Daddy-O, random comment, but I'd like to see a bigger team take a chance on Zian Fleming. He scored 11 Prem goals for Burnley. Don't be surprised if you see that happen maybe in the summer transfer window. I'm sure Zian Fleming will will come back up to the Prem with someone. Right, but it's half-time. Ireland down to 10 men in a friendly. We've never seen the likes of this before. Ireland down to 10 men, but they are 1-0 up through Nathan Collins, the Brentford centre-back, the captain of Ireland. But Moylan sent off. Moylan sent off. Just a weird decision from the referee. And, yeah, I'm not sure how many caps he's actually made. I think this is his... It's not his debut, is it? I think he's only made maybe 1 or 2 previous appearances, Moylan. Plays for Lincoln City, and he's been done here. Oh, here we go. Half-time quiz. Top 20 Irish Premier League player appearances of all time. Seamus Coleman is in there, definitely. Let me just change the half-time quiz. Top 20 Irish Premier League. Top 20 Irish players with most Premier League appearances. Right, there you go. Where's my pen? Let's get my pen. Seamus Coleman was 6th, someone said. Erwin Keane. Keane is 9th. Is that Robbie Keane or Roy? Robbie or Roy? Robbie Keane 9th, Roy Keane 7th. Okay, Duff is 4th. Yeah, Duff is 4th. What about Shay Given? Shay Given's got to be in there. Shane Duffy, Kevin Doyle, excellent shouts, both like them. I'm trying to think of others like John Filan. James McCarthy is 20th. Wow. Did not see that coming. John O'Shea, of course. John O'Shea is 2nd. Given is 1st. Okay, Given is 1st. Right. John O'Shea, Given. Jeff Hendrick, Shane Long, Niall Quinn, all good answers. McBusby Babes, the question is the top 20 Irish players, Republic of Ireland players with the most Premier League appearances. Jonathan Walters, Stephen Ireland, all good shouts. Like him. Damien Duff we've got is 4th. Shay Given is 1st. O'Shea is 2nd. Coleman is 6th. Roy Keane 7th. Robbie Keane 9th. James McCarthy is 20th. Richard Dunn has to be in there. Richard Dunn is 1,000,000% in there. Shane Long is 10th. Yeah, Richard Dunn's got to be in there. Phil Babb. Phil Babb wasn't in the Prem that long. Played for Liverpool for a few years, but he was out injured for a fair bit, and then he moved to Sunderland, didn't he? Richard Dunn is 3rd. I'm trying to think of Irish players that Liverpool have had. Steve Finnan. Steve Finnan and Steve Carr. Yeah, Stephen Carr, Steve Finnan. These are all good shouts. Gary Kelly, Ian, well done. Dennis Irwin. Clinton Morrison. I feel like I'm missing someone. Stephen Carr is 5th. Gary Kelly 14th. Gary Kelly 14th. There's got to be more goalkeepers we're missing. Is there another goalkeeper? Irish goalkeepers. John Filan. Kevin Kilban. Of course. It's got to be Kevin Kilban. Got to be Kevin Kilban. Kante. James McCarthy's there. He's 20th, mate. Yeah. I do feel like there's another big obvious one. Twin 9002. Pat Bonner. I think Premier League he missed out. Kilban is 13th. Everton always had Irish players. Kilban, Coleman. Who else? Lee Carsley. Lee Carsley's got to be there. Bet Lee Carsley was around for a long time. Liam Miller. Again, never played that long in the Premier League, Miller, did he? God rest his soul. Conor Bradley's Northern Irish, so it doesn't count. Darren Gibson. Alan Kelly is another one. Terry Phelan, maybe. Terry Phelan. Steve Staunton. Lee Carsley is 17th. Mikel Arteta. Is there anyone with Liverpool? Irish Liverpool players. We don't really have any. Like, too many anyway. Gary Kelly, we've already got. He's 14th. Steve Staunton. Shane Long, we've already got. He's 10th. Ian Hart. Jason McAteer. Oh, Jason McAteer's got to be there. Yeah, he had a long career in the Prem. Bolton, Liverpool, Sunderland, Blackburn, I think he was there for a while. Steve Staunton, 16th. David Ogea. McGrath. Andy O'Brien. Stephen Ireland has to be in it. I'd be surprised if Stephen Ireland isn't there. Casey McAteer, Dennis Irwin. John Aldridge, again, missed out Premier League era, really. Timbo, it's so weird how Scotland, Ireland, Wales used to have loads of players as good as English players, but the quality's now just disappeared. Jason McAteer is 21st. Glenn Whelan. I like Glenn Whelan as answer. He was in the Prem a long time with Stoke, wasn't he? Yeah, Whelan is 19th. There you go. Glenn Whelan is 19th. We're missing 18th, 15th, 12th, 11th and 8th. Who else are we missing, folks? Nathan Collins, Ronnie Whelan. It's not going to be Ronnie Whelan. Nearly said Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans was famously Northern Ireland. The northern part of Ireland. Dreadful accent. What about Kevin Doyle? Again, could be Kevin Doyle. Matty, how's it going? Timbo, Liverpool's best players are mostly Scottish. Sounds mental saying that now. No, that's true. Yeah, you could make a Scottish 11 for Liverpool. Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness. Some fantastic. Alan Hansen at the back. Andy Robertson. Cunningham is 11th. Kenny Cunningham. Would never have got Kenny Cunningham. Never in a million years I'd have got Kenny Cunningham. Jeff Kenner. Jeff Kenner wasn't a keeper. No, Jeff Kenner was a centre-back. Stephen Hunt. It's not Doyle and it's not Collins. Robbie Brady. Matt Doherty. The accent was better than your Scouse. How would you know? That wasn't a red card. I'm sorry, they've just showed the red card back. It's not. It's never a red. Jeff Kenner is 15th. Good answers, everyone who said Jeff Kenner. Excellent shout. Dennis Irwin was 12th, by the way. So we're missing 8th and 18th now. 8th and 18th. Ian Hart. Someone said I'd be astonished if Ian Hart isn't there. And Stephen Ireland. I think those would be the two that would stand out. Gillespie. Keith Gillespie was Northern Ireland, wasn't he? And Niall Quinn as well. Could be Niall Quinn. Did McGeady play in the Prem? Yeah, Aidan McGeady did. Aidan McGeady played for Everton. Played for Sunderland, I think, as well, briefly. Shane Long we've already got. Andy O'Brien. Andy O'Brien is 18th. Kevin Kilban we've got. He was 13th, Aftab. Timbo, I'm in Liverpool most days. I would know. Got an Uber today from Anthony Barry's cousin. Anthony Barry's cousin? Rory Delap. Rory Delap is 8th. Do you know what? Rory Delap is a weird one. Because I never think of him as Irish. You never think of Rory Delap as Irish. Even though he's got a name, Rory is a very, very Irish name. But he wasn't born in Ireland. And yeah, you just never... don't know. I never understood why I ever thought of him as Irish. And he was never in the Ireland squad for the 2002 FIFA World Cup, which pretty much would have been the pinnacle of his career by that point, right? 2002 World Cup, he'd have been playing for Southampton and doing really well in the Prem. Just never quite worked out for him. But there you go. Well done. That's the halftime quiz, courtesy of Welsh Wing. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it, as always. So it was Shay Given who was number 1. John O'Shea was number 2. The top 20, this is top 20 Irish Premier League players with the most appearances in the Prem. Shay Given was number 1. Number 2 was John O'Shea. Number 3, Richard Dunn. Most own goals in the Premier League, Richard Dunn. Number 4 was Damien Duff, who had a long career from Blackburn, got the big move to Chelsea, never really worked out all that well. What was your opinion of Damien Duff, Timbo, as a Chelsea fan? I always felt like he was a bit underwhelming at Chelsea, and then, you know, again, went to Newcastle, wasn't great there, ended up at Fulham and had a bit of a renaissance, I guess. But not really ever fulfilled his potential, I thought, Damien Duff. Stephen Carr, I always remember him scoring a worldie for Tottenham. Again, had a bit of a renaissance at Birmingham. 6, Seamus Coleman, who's still going now and has been a very, very solid player for Ireland and for Everton for such a long time. Very good player. Excellent signing. Will go down as one of the best value for money signings the Premier League's ever seen. Roy Keane for 7. Rory Delap for 8. 9 was Robbie Keane. Number 10, Shane Long. Number 11, Kenny Cunningham. Again, another Birmingham City player. Number 12, Dennis Irwin, one of the best fullbacks of all time, in my opinion, in the Prem. Number 13, Kevin Kilban. Number 14, Gary Kelly, another very good fullback for Leeds United. Number 15 was Jeff Kenner, who I think won the league with Blackburn, I believe, wasn't he? I'm sure he was in that Blackburn squad that won the league. Number 16 was Steve Staunton, who went from Liverpool to Aston Villa, to Liverpool and back to Aston Villa. Number 17 was Lee Carsley, who now manages England as an Irishman. Number 18 was Andy O'Brien, former Newcastle centre-back who ended up at Stoke. Number 19 was Glenn Whelan, again, long-time Stoke City player. And number 20 was James McCarthy, again, another Everton player. Great quiz. Thanks, Welsh, as always, mate. Really appreciate it. Timbo says Chelsea fans love Duff, but maybe it's nostalgia tax. And Luke, I remember my mate used to love Duff and Cudicini for Chelsea. Liam says, Key, I've always wondered, do you reckon most people get confused with the Ivory Coast flag and the Ireland flag? Also with the Georgia flag and the England flag. The Georgia flag and the England flag's easy because the Georgia flag has the little, like, sort of things hanging down in between the cross. With the Ireland flag and the Ivory Coast flag, you've just got the orange and the green. That's the only way to distinguish between the two. If the green starts first, it's Ireland. If the orange starts first, it's the Ivory Coast flag. Or Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire. Fédération Côte d'Ivoire. Clips Market. Have Ireland ever made it to a World Cup? Yes, 2002, South Korea. Fabulous game against Germany. Remember it very well. Robbie Keane scoring. And, oh no, Gary Breen it was, wasn't it? Gary Breen scored. Twin says Kenny Cunningham is Wimbledon. Yeah, but he did play for Birmingham as well, didn't he, Kenny Cunningham? Sure he did. Sure he moved around a little bit. Kenny Cunningham. Wiki. Who did he play for? Yeah, Millwall, Wimbledon, Birmingham City for 4 years. Made of 130 appearances for Birmingham. Admittedly 250 for Wimbledon, but... yeah, he left Wimbledon when they got relegated, I believe. Timbo says Duff's problem was he never kicked on. He was brilliant for a young winger, but just stayed that same level, never really got any better. And Server says, according to Salah, he isn't going to a team that doesn't play Liverpool because it'll be too emotional. I'm telling you, he's going to Barca or Real or Inter or Bayern or PSG. He's going to one of them. Guaranteed. I'll be astonished if Mo Salah's in Saudi or if he's in Turkey or the US. He's not going any of them. I promise you. Ireland were in the World Cup. We all remember Mick and Roy's famous fallout. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Saipan. The Saipan incident. Neville says, as far as virtual pubs go, this is one of the best I've ever been in. 5-star review on TripAdvisor for me, even though the landlord's a Liverpool fan. You're bad! I wonder if we can get an actual TripAdvisor. We probably need an actual physical location at some point, don't we? Jimmy, who do you think will be the biggest incoming and outgoing in the Prem this summer? Outgoing, probably Enzo Fernandez, who we've been talking about. I mean, Anthony Gordon's just gone for 70 million. It'll take something to top that. But Enzo Fernandez is really pushing for a move away from Chelsea, and I'm not sure how many clubs can afford Enzo Fernandez. There's not that many out there that'll put their hand in the pocket for 110, 120 million quid. We're off for the second half. 11 men Qatar against 10 men Ireland as we get off and underway for the second half. Astonishing. That referee's had an absolute shocker today. Tim Bob surprised I'm not bad, to be honest. The Keys Arms, great pub, would highly recommend it. Yeah, but I would say for sure the biggest outgoing will be Enzo Fernandez. Biggest incoming, probably, I think Jan Diamand. I think we'll go some way to beating, if Jan Diamand does come, 80 to 100 million probably for him. So, yeah, I'm sure the Premier League will spend big money again, and plenty of clubs will be in the mix. Podolski retires age 40, and he's won the cup, hasn't he, with Gornik, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Gornik Zabrze in the Polish Ekstraklasa. That's his hometown club, and he's gone back there and won a cup for them, the first cup in their history, and he's going to retire a legend. That's like the way you want to end your career, right? Daddy, all right, much love to you all. See you after the Champions League final. Yeah, I bet you will. Oh, really hope not. Shahid, we need to channel Moto through the night with Keith Thomas. Diamand will cook Premier League defenders. Mate, he's a young lad. When he comes in, we're going to need to give him some time, you know. Welshwing, Steve Coogan was so good as Mick McCarthy in that movie. Highly recommend it, Key. I've only seen clips so far, but I do like him. Podolski's now their owner. Good grief. That escalated quickly. Right, free kick for Ireland. We've got 48 minutes on the clock. And Qatar not really doing an awful lot, I've got to say, in terms of maybe proving to anyone that they can compete at a major tournament. I think they're going to go some way to having to beat the record that they held in the last World Cup, which was 3 games, 3 defeats, 1 goal scored. That was the only thing they managed. The only bit of success they got in the last tournament, Qatar, was 1 goal scored. And they were there as hosts. They didn't even have to qualify. This year, they have qualified. They've qualified for the tournament. They've got there in their own right. It's just whether or not they can actually justify being there, and you know, are they gonna stand out? Are they gonna step up in a way that maybe they're not going to go through the group? I think that would be utopia for them, wouldn't it, if they were able to get through? But even if they could just put a couple of performances in, get a point on the board. Got 3 games, get a point on the board. Yes, Luke, how's it going? Luke says, if we win the Champions League, how are rivals going to banter us? Probably by saying, it's about time. It is about time. That's the only thing they can say, I guess. Timbo was in an Uber with an Everton fan who said, anyone who's Moyes out is an idiot. I'd be inclined to agree. I have no idea why they are so anti-David Moyes. Do you know what it is? It's because they are so aghast that Sunderland and Bournemouth and Brighton are all in Europe and Palace have just won a Conference League. They believe, quite rightly, in fairness to Everton fans, I'm not digging them out because I'm a Liverpool fan, Everton fans quite rightly believe that they deserve to have a bit of that. They haven't been in Europe for, is it best part of a decade, Everton? Probably it is. It's over a decade, I think. Is it about a decade, if not more, Shell, since Everton have been in Europe? It's a long time, innit? It's a long time for a club like Everton. I would have thought they'd have had at least a taste of Europe. You know, and you're looking at clubs like Sunderland in Europe, Bournemouth in Europe, you know, clubs who weren't that long ago in the Championship. And then you look at Everton and think, well, they've spent a fortune. They've got a wonderful new stadium. There's no real justification for why they shouldn't be there. And I get that frustration. I feel it. Believe me, I understand it. But it's got to be like all in good time. They were just about struggling last year. They were struggling to stay up. And Moyes comes in and keeps them up. And his reward for that is what? Because he doesn't get them in Europe the next year. He's going to get sacked. Come on. There's got to be a step up. Shell, no Kiwi were capable of Europe and he effed it up. Well, did he F it up or did the players F it up? You're saying the players are the players better than what Sunderland have? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they are. I think Everton have got some very talented players. They've also got some real duds in there. I don't know. Could Moyes have maybe taken a few more chances? Yeah, but it's fine margins. How many points did you end up finishing off Europe? I bet it wasn't that many. Timbo, it's not Moyes' fault. Everton were run awfully for a decade before he came back. That's true. And Welchring says Moyes needs sacking for not sending the Spurs shite down. Welchring, out of the two US goalkeepers, who do you prefer, Key? Friedel or Howard? Friedel. I think Friedel at his best was better than Tim Howard. Tim Howard was very good though. They were about a similar level, but I think Brad Friedel had a better Premier League career. There was times where I think Brad Friedel was top 5 in the Premier League in terms of goalkeepers. When he was at Villa, he was fantastic for Blackburn. He got Blackburn in Europe. Fabulous goalkeeper. Got Blackburn in Europe with Mark Hughes. Sorry. Brendan, did you cry last Sunday, Key? Tears of joy? Not quite, no, mate. But I am made up that he's gone now. I do think it's the right thing for all concerned. Shell, he never rotated the team. He flogged the players till they were knackered. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying the manager's definitely made mistakes. What I'm saying is I don't look at that and think, sack him, sackable, sack the manager. You know, you could... Do you know what it is with David Moyes? And you've seen this with West Ham, Shell. We have seen this with West Ham. You can stick or twist with David Moyes now. And I think there's a real possibility if you twist, you're right. You could get an Iraola. You could get a Glasner who kicks you on and is able to get Europe. If you show that manager patience. You could also get someone who comes in and just unsettles things and destabilises things. And there's good managers who can do that too, by the way. You know, Spurs got Nuno Santo in. And they got in Ange Postecoglou. Worked for a little bit, didn't work after that. You know, there's all sorts of managers who are very, very talented managers, but just aren't good fits for clubs. And if Everton pick the wrong manager, I honestly think you could go back. You're in that sweet spot at the minute, Everton, where you know, a couple of good signings and the right approach, and you could be in Europe. But you get a couple of signings wrong, you know, you're right down there again. Everton are really not that far away. Mercury, so I took a holiday from work to watch the Champions League final. I'll be in here at some point, win or lose. Good lad. Brendan says Friedel and Howard are similar level. Friedel was several levels above, surely. Well, I was trying to be polite because Shell's in the chat and Tim Howard was an Everton goalkeeper and probably the best Everton goalkeeper. I would say he was better than Pickford, in my opinion. Tim Howard was better than Pickford. But I think Friedel is better than Howard, yeah. Sure, how the heck did Qatar qualify for the World Cup? They persuaded a few players to naturalise and play for them, and that's lifted the overall quality. They've got a player at centre-back who's, I think he's a Ghanaian national, and they've got a couple of Brazilians in there now who've kind of naturalised and become Qataris. So, yeah, they've invested an awful lot as well. I want to say that Qatar have invested an awful lot in infrastructure, not just for the World Cup, but training, grassroots, let's call it. It's not really grass over there, is it? But it's investing in the youth system to try and get better players coming through. And I'm sure there will be better players in Qatar at some point in the future. But then again, China did that, didn't they? About 15, 20 years ago, China invested heavily in it. They've yet to produce anyone of note, really. Timbo, the way Moyes is spoken about really does make me think pretty privilege is a thing. It is. It is. It's Arne Slot's exactly the same with that, by the way. If you're good looking or you're a bit charismatic, you can get away with an awful lot. I've learned that to my cost in my life. Eric, reckon it was a harsh red for a friendly. Mate, it was a harsh red, full stop. It was never a red card. Moylan, he should never have been sent off. I didn't think it was a yellow, if I'm dead honest. It was a harsh yellow. So it was never a red. Crazy from the referee. Gooners Villains, what was the halftime quiz? I missed it. It was the top 20 Irish Premier League appearance holders. Gamer Guru, infrastructure, you mean bribes and briefcases of cash to FIFA? Well, that may be a less articulate way of me putting it, but maybe. Yours sounds better. Shell says, we waste another season and more money for nothing. Neville says it's also not Moyes' fault. He looks like Mo out of The Simpsons. Andy says Chelsea could ask for Tchouaméni, Camavinga or Gula in exchange for Enzo. Tchouaméni, I think, is a real possibility. If you got Tchouaméni and Caicedo in midfield, wow, that's some midfield, isn't it? Only Furley charismatic. Here's Qatar down the right-hand side. They've got the extra man. Can they make it count? That's the big test for Qatar. Neville, do you think Tonali would be a good signing for us, me being a United fan for my sins? Yes, Tonali absolutely would be a good signing for United. I don't think he will end up signing for United, though, if I'm dead honest. Joe, are you finding it hard to find matches on at the moment? Well, I mean, yes, you get to this point of the season. There's 2 weeks to go to the World Cup starting. There isn't an awful lot of football on. So we've got the Champions League final on Saturday. And then we've got some more pre-World Cup warm-up games. So we're going to be doing... And they are some good ones, in fairness. So we've got USA against Senegal. The first ever time USA and Senegal have ever met. So that's in Charlotte, that game. It's a 9 o'clock kickoff. So we'll be watching that one. Then there's Wales against Ghana. So we'll see Antoine Semenyo and Harry Wilson. We'll see Wales against Ghana. Ghana are at the World Cup. Then it's England against New Zealand. It's Netherlands against Algeria. So Van Dijk against Mahrez. England against Costa Rica is just before the World Cup. And there's also 2 France games as well. So we get to see Turkey and Elise and Mbappe. France have got Northern Ireland. And they've also got the Ivory Coast. So we'll also see Jan Diamand. So again, if you want to watch some of the best young players in world football... We will be watching them over the next couple of weeks before the World Cup starts on the 11th of June. There is also the small matter of the under-17s European Championship final. We'll be watching that. The under-17s European Championship final. Who says you don't get variety? Will you be doing Soccer Aid? I will not. Will I balls be doing Soccer Aid? Proper football. I'm not watching Soccer Aid. No chance. No match tomorrow, Joe. No match tomorrow. Tchouaméni and Caicedo without work, any midfield going. Yeah, that'd be a real... If Alonso got Caicedo and Tchouaméni, that's not a team you want to play. That's not a team you want to play at all. Ia says, Akram Afif's exit without scoring a hat-trick. He barely got a touch, did he, Afif? Timbo Kiwish. Oh, Timbo, don't start that. Don't start that. You'll start rumours. Joe Talks Footy, why is that? Because there's not really any games on tomorrow, mate. When you look at the games tomorrow, there's really not an awful lot of quality games in there. We've got some under-17s European Championship games on. I think Italy are playing Denmark under-17s. There's League of Ireland, Shelbourne against Galway, but there's just not an awful lot on there, to be honest. So, rather than just do games for the sake of doing games, I want to keep them spread out, but make sure we're doing enough as we build up to the World Cup. Shame, I think Saint-Etienne and Nice play tomorrow. They do, yes. That is the only one that I looked at and thought, yes, I'd like to do that. But I'm not sure there's a real call for Saint-Etienne and Nice necessarily. I mean, I guess maybe there's not really a call for Ireland and Qatar, I guess. Maybe we could do Saint-Etienne and Nice. Oh, I don't know, maybe, you know. Maybe. Caicedo can't even run Chelsea from 10th. Liam says, Key, can you see any of Bournemouth, Sunderland or Palace going far in the Europa League next season or even maybe winning it? Yeah, I think one of them will for sure. Don't know which one, obviously. It depends on the summer's business. But yeah, I think Bournemouth, Sunderland or Palace could go on and win it. Maybe Palace could go back to back. Good ball in and easy claim that for Abunada, the keeper. Shahid, I'll just relax tomorrow and then get ready to celebrate PSG's victory. Don't count your chickens. I'm telling you, listen, I'm getting very nervous for Saturday, I'll be honest. I really can't be arsed with it. Timbo, anyone whose first argument against a footballer is their league position obviously doesn't watch them play or know what they're on about. It's a bit like people saying Steven Gerrard didn't win a Premier League title, as that's a stick to beat him with. It's not really, is it? Liam, Brighton will win the Conference League next season, I reckon. I would agree. Ias says Gyökeres 2026 or Calvert-Lewin 2026. Calvert-Lewin, for me, is a better player. I'd rather Calvert-Lewin up front than Gyökeres. Ooh, unlucky. Qatar near post. It's back out to the corner taker. Got to get the ball back in. And Collins heads it away. Too easy, that. Far too easy. Ball cleared away. Oh, and it's back out to Qatar. They're really pushing, to be fair to them. They are really pushing. Big last 30 minutes in Dublin. Can Ireland see it out? Can Qatar start to show anything at all about what they're going to do at the World Cup? This charming Dan. Key, I'm sure the regulars would turn up for just about any game. I'm not even watching the matches. I'm not paying for the bastard friendly, but I popped in the tavern for a laugh anyway. You're a sweetheart, Dan. You're a lovely fella. But I don't think we can speak. I don't think that goes for everyone. I think it's lovely that you do it, and I think there's a lot of people who feel the same, thankfully. And I'm very, very fortunate to have so many lovely, lovely people who enjoy watching the game together. But yeah, I don't know about Saint-Etienne and Nice. Maybe. I'll see. Maybe I'll see how I am tomorrow. If you see it pop up, If you see it pop up, it's there. If not, I'll be back on Saturday for PSG and Arsenal. Gamer Guru, no individual performances are, and he has been awful for his price. He should be doing more. Position matters if he's a big factor to why the team sits 10th. Oh, Ubi, dude. I get you're a peaceful guy. I get you're a peaceful and wise guy. But you really, really don't need to spam, mate. You really don't need to spam. I know you're after a bit of attention. Maybe mummy and daddy didn't give an awful lot of it when they got up, when they were, you know, you're growing up. I get it. It's not nice, mate. But the answer, I promise you, I promise you, not to spam in a stranger's TikTok chat. It's not gonna fill that empty hole you've got here, mate. It's not gonna fill it. I really hope you feel better. I really hope you do, mate. Shell says, how are you doing the Nice game? Pretty pleased if you're well enough. Well, if Shell's asking me, then I might have to. Ubi, your football takes are 40s. Horrid. Go on, mate. Have a third go. Have a third go. I think you're going to get it. I have faith. You're going to get it with that third try. Gamer Guru says, Timbo Caicedo's done just as bad and has no discipline. It's all due respect, mate. He's been bad this season. Good player, but played awful. I think Caicedo's had a mixed season. I think you could split his season in half. I would agree with you, Guru, that the latter part of his season, pretty much as Chelsea's was. Let's be honest, you'd cut Chelsea's season in half. First half of the season, they were actually quite good. I thought Caicedo started the season really, really well. Second half of the season, I think he was pretty dreadful. So you've probably both got a fair point. Without me wanting to just sit on the fence, usually I wouldn't do that. I'd say, no, you're right and he's wrong. This time I think you've probably both got a point. Bryce, good afternoon all. Can't believe Wolfsburg were relegated. 2 yellows within the first 14 minutes of a big game. Yikes. And a red card in a friendly here, Bryce. Red card in a friendly. Liam Key, pretty please, can you do the Nice game? Yeah, go on, we'll do it. If Shell's asking, we'll do it. Why not? Bugger it. Oh, Ubi, we're just going to move you on, mate, because you're just being a little bit boring, to be honest. Free kick for Ireland. 68 minutes on the clock. Are they going to get that second goal that they really need just to try and kill this game off? Neville, do you watch The Boys, Key? A top series if you haven't. No, mate, I haven't. I haven't watched it. I'll be honest, I don't watch an awful lot of telly. Yeah, there's not... I can't remember the last series that I really remember, like, sitting and watching, like, every episode, and I can't stop. Like, do you know what? I actually quite liked, what was it called? The, Baby Reindeer. I thought that was great. I loved that. I thought Baby Reindeer was good. I thought that was good. But I haven't watched an awful lot of, series and stuff like that. Probably should do more, but no. Don't really get the time to be honest. Whenever I get back after I've watched the game, right, I'll get back tonight. My little girl will be in bed. My wife will be sat there watching, no doubt. I don't know. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Or, Vanderpump Rules, or Keeping Up with the Kardashians, or some nonsense, some absolute junk. Here's Qatar, far post, dreadful ball back in, and Ireland head it away, but Qatar recycle it, and it's absolutely shocking. 2 points. Shocking. Mr. Al-Shamari says Qatar are the Asian Cup champions. They won it back-to-back, including a 3-1 win against Japan. I just don't know why they struggle when playing in the World Cup or against European sides. Yeah, maybe it's just something to do with... I don't know. It's certainly not a quality issue. If they're beating Japan, they've done very well. Japan are a top side. Timbo Key doesn't watch series. He spends his day watching Robbie Fowler compilations. I mean, I wish that wasn't the case. Do you know what I spent all day today doing? Well, I didn't spend all day today doing this, but I was watching while I was doing like thumbnails and I was doing World Cup research and I was getting all my stuff ready for the World Cup. And I was negotiating a couple of potential stuff going on behind the scenes. I was dealing with all that and I was listening to Can't Pay Will Take It Away. Oh no! Oh, nearly 1-1. Quiveen Kelleher pushes it wide. Very nearly Qatar with the equaliser. 10 men Ireland, hang on. It was a strike from the edge of the box. Took a big deflection off Nathan Collins and completely wrong-footed Quiveen Kelleher. Oh, it's going in as well. Great save. Fabulous save. Swifty, who's playing key? It's Ireland against Qatar. And Ireland are 1-0 up. And they've had a man sent off. A straight red card in a friendly. You'd never believe it, would you? Joe, what team does your wife support? She doesn't really follow football, to be honest. Yeah, not really a fan of it. Bryce, I used to watch so many series and movies. Now it's pretty much Bluey, Spidey, Monsters Inc. And every now and then a bit of time for gaming for myself. Yeah, when you get kids, you don't really get the chance, do you? Do you know what I watch a lot of? Seriously, Chip and Milo. Chip and Milo and Sprunkies and whatever else she watches at the minute. Yeah, Bluey and all that. It's just that stuff. Yeah, Can't Pay Will Take It Away. Can't beat it. Neville says Conor McGregor could do a job for Ireland at centre-back. I mean, 20 minutes left. I think you and I could probably do a job against these. Even with 10 men, Qatar have been nowhere near it today. Joe, how many Liverpool players are going to the World Cup? Alisson's going. Van Dijk's going. Konate's going. Well, Andy Robertson is going, but he's not with Liverpool anymore, sadly. Midfield, Alexis McAllister's going. Gravenberch's going. Endo's going. And then into attack, you've got Gakpo, he's going. You've got Rio Engamoa training with the England squad currently, but he's not actually in the squad. He's gone up though. He is with the World Cup squad. They've brought him into the squad, which I think is a really positive sign. And he deserves that. So Rio Engamoa is in amongst it. And then Isak's in the Sweden squad. Ekatike unfortunately is out injured. Salah is no longer at Liverpool, but he's in the Egypt squad. Chiesa didn't make the Italy squad. So there's quite a few. 3-star says, congratulations, Swifty. I told you Nottingham would be bringing a trophy home this season. Hey, there you go. Love to see it. Gamer Guru, I'm just glad my lad doesn't watch Peppa Pig. Can't stand that tripe. Oh, do you know she used to watch Fireman Sam? Oh, Norman Price. Honestly, I could stove that lad's head in. Naughty Norman Price. Ugh. Anyway, Neville, just seeing Konate set to leave Liverpool this summer. Oh, please don't say that's the case. Please, dear God, say that's not true. Lancashire Evertonian says, Key, do you love a good crime doc? Watch The Crash. It's about Strongsville, Ohio, where 17-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla... we did watch that. Yeah. I have seen that one. And I only saw it because I came in just as my missus was putting it on. So I got back and she was putting it on. And it's like a 2-hour documentary, isn't it? Yeah, we watched We watched that. Ogbene's gone off for Ireland. I don't know who is this. Who is it who's coming on? Ume. Ogbene off, Ume on. Swifty says Nottingham was black and white for the day, Key. There you go. Bit of banter back and forth between the Nottingham chaps. What are we saying? Fireman Sam is a classic. Getting the night garden on, quality. Absolutely not. Lancashire Evertonian, what are you saying? Guilty or not guilty? Oh, absolutely guilty. Yeah, 1,000,000% guilty. They're basing her not guilty on her having some mad rare blood disorder, right? And it doesn't make sense that she passed out. But then again, I don't know. That's my opinion, having watched the Netflix documentary. But what do I know? LG says Man City looking at Porro. And FT Ian says sure, Italy not at the World Cup, Key. No, well I know, but Chiesa wouldn't have been called up anyway, right? Leone might have been. But then again, he's not ready yet. So it's just, a lot of the players who I think might have gone. Conor Bradley would have gone if Ireland had made it. Northern Ireland, that is, sorry. Same with Mamadashvili, I think he'd have gone. Soboslai certainly would have gone, as Kirkes would as well if Hungary had made it through, but they sadly did not. I mean, to be honest, we could do with our players getting a bit of a rest. Callum Coyle says Arsenal to win on Saturday, dude. Bro, sorry, dude, up the Arsenal. Do you know what, mate? They've got every chance. I don't think it will happen, and I certainly don't want it to happen. I would rather PSG win, and I think PSG will win. But I'm not sitting here and saying for one moment that Arsenal are going to get their arse handed to them and they're going to get battered and all that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'll make a game of it. I do hope they get battered, though. I really hope they get 4 or 5-0. But I don't think it's going to happen. Timbo, my favourite show as a kid was the Pokemon series. Was obsessed. Nah, it was just after my time, that. I was a wrestling kid. I was football and wrestling. That was really all I cared about. And as soon as the Attitude Era ended, that was me done. Once I got to high school, about 12, maybe 13 at a push, I still kind of caught the tail end of some stuff. But yeah, as soon as John Cena came into it, that was me gone. It was finished after the Attitude Era. And I was obsessed with football since I was like 4. Neville, be surprised if Canate leaves. The only leader you would have on that back line would just be Van Dijk then. We can't let Canate leave. We've got to move heaven and earth to keep him. Lancashire Evertonian says Arsenal 1, PSG 2. Don't care who wins, but Arsenal's attack is nowhere near the standards of Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué. This is the thing. I can't see Arsenal stopping PSG scoring. I can see PSG stopping Arsenal scoring. Arsenal's attack is not good enough for me. And I don't think their midfield actually is that good. I think PSG's midfield is better. PSG's attack is better. Arsenal's defence is better. That's it. If PSG score the first goal, I think it's a real problem for Arsenal. And it might well be that it boils down purely to who scores the first goal. If Arsenal score the first goal, they sit back. It's a red card for Qatar. This referee's just tried to level the playing field. What is going on? We've had 2 red cards now. This is madness. 2 red cards. Ali has been sent off. For goodness sake. Oh. Absolutely shocking what's just happened here. Yeah. Off the ball incident. Who is it he smashed? Oh, he's punched him. He's punched him. He's punched him. That's a red card. Qatar have just had a deserved red card there, but the Ireland one wasn't. At least we're down to 10 v 10 now. Three Star says, did the council put a parade or balcony appearance for the Maggies? Make the most of it, Swifty, mate. It'll be red and white next season when we bring the League Cup or the FA Cup home. Oh, I really want to see Notts County draw Forest next year just to see how you two react. Timbo says, speaking of WWE, Key looks exactly like Mark Henry. Sexual chocolate. Gamer Guru, if PSG defend like the first leg of their Bayern, Arsenal will score easier than PSG will. If they defend like they did second leg Bayern, it'll be a low-scoring game of chess, in my opinion. Liam says, Key, do you remember playing British Bulldogs as a kid? That game was brutal. It was just Bulldog. That was Bulldog where I come from. Yeah, we played Bulldog and we played Manhunt. And we played another game called German Bar Stewards. Where you had to kind of basically, it was just, you just beat kids up. It was just, you used to just chase people down and beat them for a code. Keelan says, did you stream Palace yesterday? If so, thoughts on the game and how they get on in the Europa next season? Yes, did stream the game. Thought it was a really, really good performance from Palace. The game itself was pretty dull, wasn't it? First half was dreadful. As soon as Palace scored, though, I knew it was going to be. I said before the game, first goal wins it. Rayo have scored very few all season. They've also conceded very few all season, but that's kind of how they play. They have the fourth worst attack in La Liga, and they have the best defence after Barcelona and Real Madrid. So they were always going to be hard to break down. Palace had the chances, missed quite a few, and yeah, Mateta finally takes one. And that was all that separated him in the end. But I think they'll do well next season. Be interesting to see who Palace go for as manager. All the news, all the rumours point to Andoni Iraola. It's just whether or not Andoni Iraola sees it as a step up sufficiently from Bournemouth. I'm not sure. It's London, maybe closer to London for him. Maybe a slightly better lifestyle than Bournemouth. Swifty, they patronise us, Key. They want us to do well, but not too well. It's like us and Everton, that. Gamer Guru, I love Bulldog. I was tallest in my year and would just run through people. See, I was a short ass. But I'd never scared. I'd just run, head down. Just get at him. I suplexed someone doing that game. Roof of the net there from the Irish, and it's still 1-0, but mad to say we've had a friendly tonight with 2 red cards in it. You just never see it. So they still play Bulldog around here, the kids. Never go out for a game. Any chance I can play. Never level, I came in last in my FPL, and as a forfeit I have to have half a pint of Guinness and half a pint of baked beans. Yeah. Enjoy. Jesus Christ, Gamer Guru's 6'6". I know we were picking when we meet up for Premier League. I was going to say Premier League, Dad. Matchday Tavern basketball. Liam Key, I don't know if this was in your time, but heads down, thumbs up in primary school. No, I didn't have to do that. That was not really my thing, or our thing then. Keelan, do you think they have a good chance on winning? Arsenal have a good chance of winning on Saturday, mate? They have a chance. I'm not sure about a good chance. They've got a chance. Of course, there's always a chance. Any team can beat anyone in any given game. Hey, how does it feel to not being able to talk about Arsenal anymore? Oh, would you look at that? What's just happened there? Swifty, looking at the teams. League One will be superb next season. Do you know what, Swifty? We was talking about this while you was at Wembley the other day, and I'd be intrigued to hear whether or not you think this is the case. But the fella who scored for you, obviously scored the first goal, has been linked with a lot of League One sides, hasn't he, this season? And there was talk of maybe him going, if Notts County didn't go up, he'd be kind of one of the players targeted. Do you think that's the case? Do you think that if you hadn't have gone up, he might have been one of the players that might have moved on? Seamus Coleman's gone down edge of the box here for Ireland. He's had a great game tonight, Seamus Coleman. Rolling back the years. Whew, he has fell into the Qataris' leg there. Nasty tackle. Keelan feels a bit like the Liverpool AC. Heroic night all over again could happen. Hey, anything can happen in football, but I personally think PSG will have their number. Bryce, man, I'm 6'7". Jesus, it's not a competition. I'm waiting for Shell to say now I'm 7'1". Strike from Ireland, far post, header must be. Oh, have you missed it? Oh, shocking. Oh, absolutely needed to score there. Needed to score that. Josh Toms says, opinions on Iraola. Opinions on Iraola, a decent manager, but no more than that for me. Like, I wouldn't want him as Liverpool manager. Shell is actually the world's largest recorded human. Yeah. Robert Walpole, I believe, holds that record. Robert Walpole is the tallest ever human. Look at me, Guinness World Record. Swifty says Jata is decent, but I'm not sure what his level is yet. He might have gone, but not now. That's it, yeah. Right, well. Ibrahima Konate, Silver Fox is saying Konate is leaving. Ben Jacobs, Ibrahima Konate expected to leave Liverpool. No agreement's been reached, and the French defender, despite Konate indicating in April a deal was close. Wow. I'll be devastated if that's the case. I hope there's still a turnaround. I mean, listen, we have got time. There's still another week or two left to go, but yeah, I'll be absolutely shocked. I've got to be honest if we allow Ibrahima Konate to leave. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy if Konate goes. Madness for me. Well, 87 minutes on the clock. Swifty says Konate was poor at times last season, but it'd be crazy to lose him on a free. Yeah, this is one of them where I feel like we have to just move heaven and earth to pay whatever it is to get him. It just doesn't make sense to let him go on a free. And if he's asking for 200 grand or 250 grand a week, honestly, I think pay him. Pay it. We need to do it. He's still the best centre-back I think Liverpool can get next season. That was such a big chance for Ireland. Huge chance. You'll need 50 to 60 mil for a replacement. I honestly, mate, I don't think that Liverpool... I think if you're gonna get a centre back who's as good as Ibrahima Konate, you need to spend more than 50, 60 million. How many centre backs in the Premier League could we get that would be as good as Konate? I mean, I think anyone that you sign is going to be a risk. There's nobody I look at from a centre-back's point of view and think they'd be a fantastic... They would be at least as good as Konate. Just don't see it. At least you have Joe Gomez to step in. Oh, don't joke about that. Robert Wadlow. Wadlow it was, sorry. Robert Wadlow, not Walpole. Robert Wadlow. What's your thoughts on Becker, Peeps? Reckon he goes or stays? I mean, I would keep Alisson. There's rumours about Mamardashvili going as well. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. There's just so much upheaval with Liverpool at the minute, and this is going to be another thing that we have to contend with next season. This is why I don't see us competing for the league next year, seriously, because we're going to have loads of new faces. Gomez is going as well, that's it. Gomez is going, Konate is going. We've got two young lads in there, in Jake and Leone, who are injured at the minute and can't play, so we'll need another centre-back to pair with Van Dijk. It's just a mad decision if he goes. I honestly, I'll be shocked. Absolutely shocked if that's the case. Okay, Mason Melia coming on for Troy Parrott. Mason Melia, this would be a hell of a moment for him to come on and score. He's only on for a couple of minutes. Silver Fox, he's got a cheek to ask for more money. Poor this year. I know, mate, but he's been so good for so many years before that. I think he absolutely has the right to ask for more money, personally. I think, what is Ibrahima Konaté's value in the current market? It's very high. If you're paying players 200, 300, 400 grand a week, as Liverpool were prepared to pay Mo Salah, I think Konaté can absolutely ask for 250 grand a week in that market, and he'll get it. He'll get it from another club. If Liverpool don't offer it him, he'll get it from another club. It's crazy decision to let him go. Really, really silly. Mr. Al-Shamari says 10 English clubs have won a European trophy across the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League, yet Arsenal's cabinet is still gathering dust. I think you might be regretting that comment by Saturday. Honestly, I've got a real horrible feeling they're going to do it. I've said it all season. Got a horrible, horrible feeling, you know. But, hey, there you go. Two and a half minutes left to go. If you haven't yet, do me a favour. Just while we're waiting for the final few moments of this game, do me a favour. Hit like on the video. If you've not already, hit like for me. Hit like, hit subscribe if you've not already. I need to push the channel out as much as we can in the build up to the World Cup to try and get us back up to the numbers that we were on with Premier League Dad. We will get there very quickly. The new channel is on an upward trajectory for the World Cup, and I'm sure we're going to get more and more coming in. It's certainly going like that. Everything's on the up and up, but we definitely need to keep our foot on the gas and keep these games coming. Services Allison might not be leaving. Getting mixed messages though, aren't we? Mixed messages from him, from his agent, from Juventus apparently wanting him. Cheers, Shahid. Thanks very much, mate. What a guy. Gamer Guru, if my missus goes into labour while I'm at the parade, I'll be cussing God out. God's a Spurs fan. God's a Spurs fan on the sly. Long ball forward from Quivine Kelleher. Last 60 seconds of this one. But yeah, I might be back. I might be back tomorrow for Nice and Saint-Etienne in the League 1 relegation playoff. I might be back for that. I don't know yet. I don't know. I've not made my mind up. I'll see how I am tomorrow. I might do it. I might not. If I don't do Nice and Saint-Etienne, then I will see you on Saturday night. Saturday evening. Saturday afternoon. It's basically an afternoon kickoff, isn't it? I'll be on at 4 o'clock for a big build-up to the Champions League final for PSG and Arsenal. Oh, we're all a bit nervy for that one, aren't we? Right. Full time. Who's your man of the match? I think man of the match tonight would be Seamus Coleman. Honestly, I think Seamus Coleman would be my man of the match. He's done very, very well tonight. 2 red cards is what we've seen. But it's been a mad, mad night of football. And, yeah, not a great game. But still, 2 red cards. You don't really see that in friendlies. And a goal to boot. But Seamus Coleman would be my man of the match. And we'll be back maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tomorrow for Saint-Etienne and Nice. Should be a good game, that one. But I can't commit to it yet. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. But definitely Saturday. Worst case, I'll be back on Saturday. And then I'll be back on Sunday as well. Sunday, we're doing USA versus Senegal in another World Cup warm-up game. That one's in Charlotte at the Bank of America Arena. So we'll get to see a little bit of what the tournament might look like. USA v Senegal, first ever time those 2 countries meet. So I will be back Saturday latest. Maybe tomorrow, but Saturday latest. If you see it pop up on the feed, give it a like, and I might see you tomorrow. But otherwise, I'll see you Saturday for the Champions League final. Come on, PSG. Take it easy. Ta-da.